means you will have a mind which is free from passion and aversion towards everything and anything in the world, and your total commitment will be to the attainment of ascertained vision. You will enjoy that the contemplative disposition of the mind, and we will be contemplative. Thereby you will have jnana nishtha. You will have ascertained vision, and that ascertained vision, thereby through the attainment of ascertained vision, you can protect yourself. Understand? That is what is said here. And here, protect yourself means you will become free from bondage of karma. You attain jnanam. Jnana nishtha means what? Attainment of jnana nishtha means attainment of the ascertained, doubt-free, clear, ever-remembered, unforgettable vision of the Atma being everything, the Self being everything. Where I sense is resolved, the Ishvara is resolved, there is nothing other than the Atma, the Self. There is neither Jiva Atma, not Parama Atma, there is only Atma. Understand? Don't see it, you don't need to say, isn't it? Everything is Atma here, the Self. When you have that vision, it is having that vision, really, vision is what? Actually freedom, that which is protection. Which means we become free from all the wrong notions you entertain about yourself, wherein the doership resolves, the enjoyership resolves, punya papa resolve, all your emotions resolve, all your thoughts resolve, which is freedom from mind, which is called what now? Moksha Jivan Muktihi. Then you're free from bondage. Because for the person for whom the self, for him the self is, the meaning of the word I is Atma. There's no I for him. I means Atma only for him. Not, such a person is not tainted by any karma. No punyam for him, no papam for him. Na lipyate means not tainted. Untainted, untouched. Because untouched by punyam and papam. He has no punyam, no papam. He is free from bondage of karma. That is the meaning. Na lipyate. But here, Adi Shankara Bhagavad-pada in his commentary makes some grammatical correction. Okay, we are not supposed to correct the Veda mantras. We are supposed to question why Veda used like this. We never question. Veda means just bow to. Whatever Veda says, we bow to. But we have to understand here. Okay, karma na lipyate means is not tainted. It's a passive verb. Understand? So, you are not tainted. You are not touched. If the wise person is not tainted. Atma jnana nishtaha na lipyate. The person of clear, ascertained, doubt-free vision of the self, in whose vision all that is there is the self, such a person is not tainted by bondage of karma. He is not bound by karma. He is not tainted by punya papas. Na lipyate. And then karma means what? Karmana na lipyate. It must have been grammatically karmana na lipyate. Is it clear? The wise person is not tainted by karma. It must have been. Which means that the word must have been what now? Karmana. But the mantra has which word? Only karma. It must be in instrumental case. It is karma. Otherwise, what should it? Karma, the verb should have been otherwise, na limpati. Karma na limpati, it must have been. Karma na limpati means what? This karma does not taint or touch a wise person. who is free from doership and enjoyership, who has resolved the notions in his clear vision, wrong notions about the self in clear vision. So karma na limpati, it must have been, or karmana na lipyate. Karma does not taint a wise person, or a wise person is not tainted by karma. Which means it must have been how? The verb must have been limpati, na limpati, understand? Or the object must have been karmana, karmana na lipyate. Is it clear? It's for our understanding, not to correct the mantra, for you to understand. So you can say atmajnana nishtaha karmana na lipyate. You have to make a sentence. That is why Ishavasya is not taught in the beginning. Understand? Because lots of information you have to know. Okay. Now we can move on to the next mantra. You also better for you to know the prose order also. Iha, say, Iha, Naraha, Karmani Kurvanne Eva, Jijivishet, Shatam Samaha, Evam, Tvayi, Nare, Karma, you can say, Na limpati, Itaha, Anyatha, Nasti. This is a simple the prose order. Okay, I said that. Or karmana na lipyate. You have to make that understand. Okay. Now we are entering into the third verse. Before entering here, a doubt comes. There is a. The doubt means now Shankara has prescribed, not Upanishad has prescribed two sadhanani, Jnana Yogaha and Karma Yogaha. Jnana Yogaha is for the knowledge and Karma Yogaha is for the preparation required for knowledge. It's very clear. But still the doubt comes, are these two sadhanas prescribed for the same person or for two different people? Same person or for two different people, two different individuals, two different types of people. Or sometimes the question comes, or both should be followed simultaneously. So it's called, there are people who argue karma and knowledge should be combined as a means of attainment of knowledge, which is moksha. Karma and knowledge should be combined for attainment of moksha. And such synthesis of karma and jnanam, action and knowledge. We have to combine both so that we can attain moksha. There are many people of many different schools of philosophy, schools of thought. They all present very interesting arguments stating it is knowledge alone is not enough for moksha. Knowledge has to be combined with karma for attaining moksha. It's a big argument. Shankara is going to actually the main commentary on second verse doesn't talk much about karma yoga. He only talks about this. And then the Shankara uses actually yuktihi means reasoning. Shrutihi, means Shrutihi here is the Veda mantras. So quoting different Veda mantras from different Upanishads, Shankara Bhagavad establishes that knowledge and karma cannot be combined. Need not be combined, cannot be combined. They do not, the knowledge, the synthesis of karma and jnanam does not become the means for, attainment of moksha. He establishes, it's called Shruti Pramanam. Shruti Pramanena means use quoting different Upanishad quotation, not only here, he goes to different other Upanishads and brings those quotations and presents them here, and then he establishes how Shruti restates everywhere. One thing is made very clear, that knowledge and karma cannot be combined, first of all. They cannot be combined as the means of attainment of moksha. Not only that, he also logically he establishes how knowledge and action cannot be combined. And the combination of knowledge and karma is called jnana karma samuchayaha. And the people who present their arguments saying that knowledge and karma should be combined, they are called jnana karma samuchaya vadinaha. So in the very introductory bhashyam itself, he presents logically, he establishes how knowledge and karma cannot be combined, which I have to do for you. When I will do bhashyam, I will do it for you. And now here, in this context, in his commentary on the second verse, second mantra, Shankara Bhagavad establishes through Shruti, presenting different ways, the Shruti quotations, Upanishad quotations, he establishes how knowledge and karma cannot be combined, need not be combined. Why? Because the bondage is purely because of ignorance. So for freedom from bondage, you don't need to do any karma. All that you need is just the jnanam alone, not karma. You not do anything. Knowledge is enough for moksha. But karma is karma required or not? If knowledge alone is enough for pure knowledge, unmixed, without any mixing with any karma, it just cognitive shift alone is required for moksha. Physically, orally, mentally, you need not do anything. It is all that you need is clarity of vision for moksha. Knowledge alone is enough for moksha, because the bondage is caused by ajnanam, ignorance. What needs to be dispelled is ignorance. What you need is jnanam, not any karma. It need not be combined with any karma at all. He makes it very clear. If that is so, then do we need to perform karma at all? Not. Why should we not only pursue knowledge? Because you are not ready for it. Understand? Of course, knowledge alone is enough. Knowledge alone is required for moksha. But for that jnanam, for the knowledge to rise in your mind must be how? It must be subtle, it must be sharp, it must be entanglement free, sharp, clear, ready mind. Mind is required for that knowledge to rise. And for that's what is called qualification required for knowledge. We say, for preparing your mind for knowledge, for the mind to become jnana yogyata patram, isn't it? For the knowledge to rise there in the mind, you need what? You need to perform karma. Therefore, karma yoga and jnana yoga, they cannot become simultaneously, they cannot serve as means of attainment of moksha. Karma yoga and jnana yoga both are Karma yoga is an indirect means of moksha, attainment of moksha. Jnanam is what now? The direct means of moksha. But still, sequentially they become means of the attainment of moksha, not simultaneously. So karma and jnanam are not simultaneous, the means of attainment of moksha, but sequential means of attainment of moksha. This he establishes. Okay, I don't go into the details because that I have to do separately the bhashyam, but this is what he presents this in his commentary. Is it clear? Yeah. So now with this understanding, therefore karma yoga, one has to live a life karma yoga, not for two different people, but two different adhikaris. Two different the people who are of two different preparedness. A person who is mentally prepared, for him jnana yoga. The one who is not prepared, for him karma yoga. So for two different adhikaris, two different sadhanani. But everyone has to, what now? For everyone has to go through karma yoga first, then prepare oneself for knowledge, then jnana yoga, then attain jnanam, then vidvat sannyasa, then jnana nishta, then rakshanam. Okay, protection. Protect oneself. This he presents. We'll definitely see elaborately that when they'll do the bhashyam for you. I'm going to do that anyway later on. But let's go to the mantra. You have to prepare you for the bhashyam first, Okay. So as I said earlier, from this third mantra onwards, the sutra mantras are elaborately discussed. I told you the first sutra mantra, the jnana yoga, the content of the first mantra is jnana yoga, and that jnana yoga, the content of the first mantra, is discussed here from the third to the eighth, isn't it? So we'll see here now. Asurya nama te lokaha andhena tamasavritaha tamste pretyabhigachanti yeke chatmahano janaha. Asurya nama, say no? Te lokaha andhena tamasa avritaha tan te pretya abhigachanti ye ke cha atmahanaha janaha. Okay. See, before entering into the elaboration of the jnana yoga, Upanishad first wants to glorify jnana yoga. Why glorification is required? Something is glorified means we'll be interested, isn't it? Like advertisement. Anything advertised draws your attention. If something is glorified means, and we look up to, isn't it? Anything which is discussed, you have glorifications or praise is always for drawing our attention. And you don't simply, it's not simple flattery, it deserves flat praise, isn't it? See, praising, Shastram always praises which deserves the praise. Simply you don't praise something which doesn't deserve the praise. But Shastram praises something, glorifies something, means it deserves the glorification. So naturally, it is a genuine glorification of something which deserves the glorification, so it draws our attention. So here the Upanishad is going to present elaborately the Jnana Yoga. And before entering into the elaboration of Jnana Yoga, Upanishad wants to present the glorification of Jnana Yoga. And sometimes the glorification is not directly presented. Indirectly, the glorification is what? Indirect glorification. So what does it mean by saying indirect glorification means what? No, there's two ways. Suppose Vasanti cooked, Tara also cooked. There are two people here. Okay. And then if I say Tara's cooking was very good, no, I don't say that. Tara's cooking is not that good. Only two people, okay? What does it mean? I tell Vasanti, Tara's cooking is not that good. Which means what? Your cooking is excellent. Your cooking is very good. I praise Vasanti indirectly by, isn't it? Not praising or finding fault or criticizing or condemning the other person's cooking. Is it clear? I don't mean it actually. Okay, I read both of them. I just and tomorrow's big chefs from there. I shouldn't say that. As an example, I'm saying. It's like, isn't it? So always condemning or condemnation of a given thing really becomes the glorification of something different, opposed to it, isn't it? Like here also, in order to praise the Jnana Yoga, he condemns, not Karma Yoga, okay? he has to praise Jnanam. Not to glorify Jnanam, he condemns Ajnanam. So condemnation of ignorance is in fact indirect glorification of knowledge. It's all Upanishad. It's all small things, but you have to know this. So in order to, so condemnation of ignorance is glorification of knowledge. And the condemnation of ignorance is how is it done here? Through the condemnation of the ignorant. The ignorant people are condemned, criticized. Understand? So by through condemning the ignorant people, Upanishad condemns ignorance, thereby it presents its glorification of knowledge. This is the teaching, okay? So here, let us see how Upanishad indirectly glorifies knowledge through condemnation of ignorance. That not ignorance, ignorant are condemned here. Who are the ignorant people who are condemned here? Which is Atmahanaha Janaha. Look at this, very first. Atmahanaha Janaha. Janaha people, the ignorant people are Atmahanaha Janaha. This Atmahanaha means destroyers, killers, those who assassinate the self. Here, the destroyers of the self. Those killers, those who kill the self. Atmahanaha Janaha. So Atma, this Ha, the Atmaha means the destroyer of the self. The one who kills one's own self is called Atmaha. It has come from the root Han. The han is the root, dhatuhu. The verb is hanti. Actually very funny, huh? So, hanti, gnataha, gnanti. That's how it comes. Not gachati, gachataha, gachanti. Hanti, gnataha, gnanti. That is the formation. Don't worry about all those things. Take it easy. So, atmanam hanti, isn't it? The one who kills one's own self is called atmaha. Atmaha, atmahano, atmahanaha. The destroyers of their own selves. The self-killer. Self-assassinate is called what? The self-destroyer is atmahana, atmaha. Atmaha, singular. Atmahanaha, plural. So, atmahanaha janaha means the ignorant people are those people who destroy themselves, who kill themselves, the killers of their selves. What does it mean here? See, those people here, those who are the people who kill them, who kill the self, who are said to be the destroyers of the self, the people who remain ignorant, who continue to remain ignorant, who do not take care of the resolving the ignorance, who do not make any effort for knowledge. Such people who continue to remain ignorant, the ignorant people are figuratively said here, mentioned by this expression, atmahanaha janaha, means ajnaninaha janaha, ignorant people, who are ignorant of the self, who do not make any effort to know the self. That they are killing themselves, they already killed themselves, they remain the slayers. Why? Because, see, suppose if I have a jacket in my box, in my suitcase, if I know I have a jacket, what can I do? I won't be shivering, isn't it? I can use it. If I know the existence, the presence of the jacket in my suitcase, then I can enjoy the benefit of having the jacket in cold weather. I can enjoy the benefit of having it, isn't it? I have the jacket, but I do not know that I have it in my suitcase. Is as good as not having the jacket. Not only not having it, I do not have I cannot enjoy the benefit of, isn't it? Having the warm, I can't enjoy the benefit of keeping myself warm by using that jacket. I miss out, isn't it? Therefore, it's called what now? Is not knowing that I have, not knowing it is there, is as good as not having it. And not having it is what? Like that here also, not knowing the self is not knowing the Atma, not knowing the self is in fact as good as not having the self. Not having the self means what? Not being able to enjoy the benefit, being able to enjoy the benefit of what? The luxury of the fullness. So then not knowing it is what now? That's why he says, pagan people are said to have killed themselves. Atmahanaha janaha. Is it clear? Mm-hmm. So atmahanaha janaha, therefore, you have it, but not knowing is not being able to enjoy the benefit of the luxury of reveling in fullness. Not only that, and suffering. Not only you don't have the benefit of enjoying the luxury of fullness, reveling in fullness, but you also go through unnecessary emotional trauma, the physical, emotional problems. Making your life miserable, making others' life also miserable. In two ways, isn't it? In ignorance, not only you don't have the benefit of enjoying the luxury of reveling in fullness, but you also you make your life most miserable life, and you make others' life also miserable, helplessly. Not that you want intent to make it. That is why we are always blessed, Whenever we make others' lives miserable, we do not do it knowingly. Okay? Completely helplessly. Don't know what else to do. How to do, how to behave, how to act, nothing. Completely governed by our own minds, caught up in that, and our behavior is like that. Such people to be what now? Atmahanaha janaha. And Shankara, the Upanishad says, and who are these people here? What do these ignorant people do? Yeke cha atmahanaha janaha, and such ignorant people who are as good as the destroyers of the self, their own selves. Such people, asuryanama te lokaha. Those people, first you say, yecha atmanaha janaha, those people who remain ever ignorant, not knowing what the self is, thereby not being able to enjoy the benefit of the luxury of reveling in fullness, thereby not knowing, not being able to enjoy the benefit of not going through the suffering, such people who are said to be the killers of the selves, killers of their own self, such people, they abhigachanti. They go to. Where do they go to? When do they go to? Pretya. After leaving this one body, after the fall of this body, pretya means after the death. After leaving this physical body, it is not the end of this body, is not the end of life anyway, isn't it? We had to, once you study Upanishad, be so relieved and relaxed that it is not the end of life. Only just this body goes. Pretya, after leaving this body, after the death, fall of this body, abhigachanti. They can't go to another body. Abhigachanti, which means they continue to travel from one body to another body, and which is called what? Going through samsaraha. It's called, they go, abhigachanti means they go through life of transmigration, called samsaraha. Going from one mother's womb to another mother's womb. From human mother's womb, they may have to go to lizard's womb, or a frog's womb, a rat's womb, tiger's womb, monkey's womb, or a plant's womb, we don't know. Or, not such bad, no. Or some other, again another mother's, human mother's womb. It's called they'll go from, what I want to say, there's no moksha means, they'll continue to be born again and again. Abhigachanti, te abhigachanti. You should remember it's a condemnation of ignorance, okay? They continue to go through life of transmigration. Abhigachanti, te abhigachanti. As said in Bhaja Govindam. What is that verse? You all should remember now. Punarapi maranam Punarapi jananam, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam, iha samsare bahudustare. You remember that verse now? Punarapi, punaha, again and again, punaha maranam, punaha jananam, punaha maranam, punaha jananam, jananam, maranam, jananam, maranam, jananam, ananam, punaha, punaha, punaha. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, supper, lunch, supper, breakfast. And one day finish, and then again, come back. This continues. Again going through winter, summer, spring, autumn, again. Like this, will come back. Which shariram, we do not know. Okay. Even if a human body itself, we can continue. So, abhigachanti. When? Pretya. Pretya abhigachanti. Te pretya abhigachanti. Those people, they go, what now? They continue to go through this life of transmigration. Who? Atmahanaha janaha. Ignorant people. Okay. Who miss the benefit of knowing self, knowing this self, what the self is. For them, self is as good as non-existent. For the ignorant person, self is as good as non-existent. For the one who is self is as good as non-existent, he has killed the self. The Upanishad uses a very strong expression, Atmahanaha janaha. And how do they travel like such? That is the next, first line. Where do they go to? Asuryaha nama te lokaha. Here, they go to those lokas. No, those loka, te lokaha. Here, lokaha literally means, you have to be very careful in Ishavasya Upanishad. Every word gives a different meaning, okay? The word lokaha literally means the world. Generally, the world, the objective universe, objective world is called, the world of objects is called lokaha. But here the word lokaha means it implies the birth, and the birth implies what? The body. Therefore, the word lokaha implies the shariram, dehaha. Understand, that is why Ishavasya is not taught in the very beginning. But I have decided to teach because you are not already exposed to quite a amount of teaching. So lokaha means the different bodies. Why? Here the question comes, why the body is called lokaha? That I need to explain. Lokaha means the whole world of objects is called lokaha. Why the physical body is called lokaha? Because the word lokaha has come from the root look, okay? Lokyate iti lokaha. Lokyate means that which is experienced. Anything which is experienced is lokaha. And the whole objective world of objects is what? Available for experience. That is why the world is called lokaha. In Sanskritam, every word you have to have proper meaning. Reason why this object is indicated by this word. There is an explanation. The world is called lokaha because it is available for experience. And not only the world, every object which is available for experience also is what? Lokaha. Lokaha, lokaha, lokaha. You can say everything is lokaha here. Anything experienceable, available for experience, objectification, isn't it? Perception is what? Lokaha. And what about the physical body? Physical body is very much available for experience. not only the size, not only the weight, not only the shape and form, also what? My God, back pain, front pain, the disease, the old age, the wrinkles, the the mind problems, and the aging, the growth. My God, 10 years ago, how this fellow was, now look at this fellow, how he looks so tall and huge. All these changes, everything associated with the body is what? Clearly available for experience. That is why all the things associated with the body. That is why body is also lokaha. I had to go slowly like this. It's okay for you?
No, it's very good. Very clear.
So lokaha. So he says now lokaha. The bodies, not one body, okay? Lokaha. And what is lokaha? Te lokaha. No, asuriyaha nama. Asuriyaha is adjective for these bodies, implied by the word lokaha. Asuriyaha means anything pertaining to asuraha is called asuriya. Asuraha is another word. Asuriya is another word. Now, to understand asuriya, you have to understand asuraha. Asuraha literally means what? A demon, a giant. Demon is called asuraha. A wrongdoer, a wicked, demon is called asuraha. Literally, literal meaning. In Puranas, asuraha means the frightening wrongdoer, a wicked person is presented. In Ramayana, we say, Rama, like Hiranyakashipu. All Puranas present all the wrongdoer, people. So here Asuraha means, who is Asuraha? We don't go to other people, okay? Asuras are in us. So, Asushu Ramate Yaha Saha Asuraha. Asuhu means pranaha. Asuhu means prana. Is it? The life force is called pranaha. Pranaha implies what? The body. Asushu is equal to praneshu. Praneshu means sharireshu, deheshu. Ramante iti asuraha. Asushu ramate iti asuraha. Which means what? Those who contribute for, those who are contribute predominantly for the sense enjoyment of pleasures are said to be asuraha. So contributing predominantly for the enjoyment of pleasures means doing even all through improper means also. See, being given to the enjoyment of pleasure is very natural. Enjoying a pleasure is not wrong thing. The Jagat is there, the world of objects of enjoyment are there for enjoyment, isn't it? The body is given to you for what? Enjoying, isn't it? So when you predominantly you contribute for enjoyment of the physical pleasures, which means what? Even going through the wrong means also means you are asuraha. Understand? Through wrong means, long ago I said the difference between asuraha and rakshasaha. Do you remember that? Don't remember? See, if a person performs wrong actions for acquiring artha, then that wrongdoer is rakshasaha. If a person performs wrong actions for the enjoyment of pleasures, for kama, understand, then he is called asuraha. Both are wrong. Asuraha, rakshasaha, both are wrongdoers. And those who pursue artha through wrong means are rakshasaha. Those who pursue kama, pleasures through wrong means are called asuraha. But here mainly bodily, physical pleasures. So asuraha means those who predominantly contribute for the enjoyment of physical pleasures, even through wrong means, are asuraha, generally. No? But here, asuryaha lokaha means the bodies of asuras. So asuryaha lokaha means asura sharirani. Asura sharirani. That means what? Upanishad condemns the ignorant person. Any ignorant person is what? Ignorant person assumes a body which is asura's body. Any body Upanishad condemns as what? Asura shariram. Okay, what about the human body? How much? No, I have done lots of punyam, so I'll assume a nice body. Brahmana shariram. Because why? You assumed a body and you're born means you are ignorant, isn't it? Being ignorant means, being ignorant itself is Upanishad calls an asura. As an ignorant person, remaining ignorant, not as atmahanaha, remaining ignorant, no, once you die, what happens? You will be going through samsara. You'll be assuming a body after body after body. Isn't it? So assumption of body is what? Any body. What if I attain, whether you attain a plant body, asuradeha. Pashu deha. What about a cow's body, an animal body, snake's body, any body asura deha. Okay, leave all these ordinary creatures. What about a human body? Brahmana deha, asura deha. Kshatriya deha, asura deha. Now king's body, being a king, body with a king, being a king, asura deha. What about Kshatriya, Shudra, Vaishya? Any, doesn't matter. Any shariram is what? Asura deha. Asuryaha lokaha. What about a celestial? Not human body at all. Upanishad, Shankara, say I'm not doing the Bhashyam now anyway. He mentions, what about the celestial body? No, Deva Shariram, Gandharva Shariram, or Ramba Urvashi's beautiful, celestial beings' bodies. Asura Deha. Whether it is a Deva Shariram, Manushya Shariram, Mriga Shariram, Sthavar, suppose imagine, okay, much higher form other than the human body. Doesn't matter. Whichever body you attain, whichever loka you go to, whichever, the world of objects and pleasures you enjoy, still, any body you have is what? However greatest pleasure you enjoy also, assuming the much highest form of body, and you're going through highest world, enjoying the best, highest form of pleasures also, when the punyam gets exhausted, you will be pushed back, therefore nothing great. Wherever you go, your ajnanam continues to be there, you see. Keeping the ajnanam safe in your buddhi, and you go wherever you travel, it is like, as a sick person, people when you that's why we say, mentally you are sick, you are unhappy, and then you want to change the place. The vastu is not okay, let me change from this place to another place. Let me move to another place. Let me move to another country. Let me move with new friends. Let me change my wife. Let me change my husband. Let me do all those things. Whatever changes you make, your sickness, you have your own emotional problems. And with your own emotional problems, whatever you change, now you continue to be the same person with the change. Similarly, is it clear now? So whichever loka you go to, whichever body you assume, whatever pleasures you enjoy, still you continue to be what? Ignorant. Is it clear? So as long as you remain ignorant, irrespective of how much punyam you have acquired, accomplished, what all punya karmas you have done, what all best of pleasures you enjoy, what all best of forms you have assumed, also, whatever you have achieved also, still as long as you remain ignorant, what happens? You cannot escape going through life of transmigration, where you have to go through pains and pleasures, both. You can't escape. Samsara you cannot escape. So that's why he says, Asuryaha nama te lokaha. So pretya abhigachanti kutra. Where do they go to? They are assuming different bodies. And all those bodies are what? All those bodies are, in whichever body you enjoy also, still there'll be what? Deha abhimana. There'll be identity. There'll be identity with that form. I'm a Devaha, I'm a Indraha, I'm a Ramba, I'm a Urvasi, I'm a Gandharva. Still identity will be with that particular body. If you lose the human body and you lose even that identity also, without the identity also you'll be with the still in the body. An animal shariram. Animal body, isn't it? Therefore, that's why he says what? Asuryaha nama te lokaha, which means they'll continue to be assuming, going through samsara, one after the other, going through different births and deaths, assuming different bodies, okay, and which are what? Assuming different bodies, having identity with those bodies, assuming different bodies, having identity with those bodies, and contributing primarily, predominantly for the enjoyment of physical pleasures. Is it clear? Here he doesn't talk about the wrong enjoyment of wrongly enjoying pleasures. Isn't it? You can't help. Once you have the body, you have identity with the body. With the identity with the body means, and then you will be given to the enjoyment of, you'll be contributing, not given. Being given is natural, but you'll be contributing for the enjoyment of bodily pleasures. Understand? Then you continue, you remain steeped in ignorance. So, Asuryaha nama te lokaha. What does the sentence mean? Those worlds, those bodies, okay. These ignorant people will be going through samsara, continuously being born, birth after birth, assuming different bodies and having identity with the bodies and predominantly contributing for the enjoyment of physical pleasures, and such they'll be assuming the bodies which are actually the bodies of asuras. So here, how are the ignorant people condemned here? The ignorant people bodies are asura bodies means ignorant people are condemned as asuras. Understand, a human being has the possibility of being an asura. And he has the possibility of freeing himself from being an asura. So here asuraha means the one who has the body, thereby one who is contributing for the enjoyment of the bodily pleasure is called asura. Is it clear now? So asuryaha nama te lokaha. One more word. Andhena tamasa avritaha. Just one mantra to complete it takes so long. Andhena tamasa avritaha. See, avritaha means covered. Those people, they remain covered. It means covered. Covered means covering. Avritaha. They remain covered, which means they remain completely immersed. They remain steeped. Steeped in what? Steeped in ignorance. Which ignorance? The ignorance of, they remain steeped in darkness of ignorance. Andhena tamasa avritaha. They are immersed in the darkness of ignorance of the self. What does it mean here? No, not simple ignorance, okay? The darkness can blind your eyes. The darkness covers the objects, opaque things, and even though you have very distortion-free eyes vision, still the darkness makes you blind. Why? You are not able to see the opaque things. So blind. No? The darkness blind your eyes. Similarly, the darkness of ignorance also blinds the eye of knowledge, the buddhi. The eye of knowledge is really, the darkness of ignorance blind your eye of knowledge. Therefore, what happens? He said, tamasena andhena tamasa avritaha. Remaining steeped in ignorance, assuming the bodies and having identity with the bodies helplessly. Okay? Assuming the bodies, having identity with the bodies, and helplessly being given to contributing for the enjoyment of bodily physical pleasures. And these people, they what? Pretya, go through samsara, life of transmigration, remaining ever ignorant, not being able to enjoy the benefit of the luxury of fullness, not being able to enjoy the benefit of freeing themselves from the miserable life. The misery they go through in life, not miserable life, misery they go through in life. Is it clear? Therefore, you know how it is, ignorance is condemned here. Therefore, what should we do is, knowledge, again, it's called, which means you can't, oh my God, if we have jnanam, we can really escape samsara. So next verse is going to start the nature of the Atma. The crux verse comes in the fourth verse. I have to stop now. Do I have to? Yeah. Have you got the meaning now?
Yep.
All the words are clear?
Yep. This tamasa means?
Tamas is a neutral gender word. Tamas means darkness. Because here we have, tamas means ignorance. Tamas also means darkness. But here, the tamas here implies ignorance. Andhena tamasana, the darkness which blind your eyes. Similarly, the darkness of ignorance blind your jnana chakshu, eye of knowledge, isn't it? Thereby you are not able to see the self. Not seeing the self is what? Being blinded, isn't it? By your own ignorance. Therefore you miss out. Tamasa, andhena tamasa. This andhena is an adjective for tamas. Avritaha.
The following verse, tamste.
Tan te means what? Those people. Tan lokan pre abhigachanti. Tan means them. See, you have to split that word, okay? Tan. I'm going to connect it actually. I was going to connect it. Tan abhigachanti. Tan means what? Tan lokan. Those are the asuryaha. See, those lokas, those bodies, The asura dehas, asura sharirani, those bodies, no, asura bodies, means what now? No, the bodies, they assume, and that's why he said, tan is adjective for lokas. Tan is adjective, no, it implies the locus. These are the bodies, and then these people remain steeped in, these bodies also what now? Remain steeped in ignorance, and then these people remain steeped in ignorance, and such bodies, isn't it? These people continue to attain those bodies. அவைகளை இருந்த பிறகு அப்படிப்பட்ட உடம்புகளை அடைகிறார்கள். That's the meaning. They attain those bodies. Not all the words together, one after the other, continuously, endlessly. Is it clear?
So, Tamil Asura Pasinu சொல்லுவாங்க. This is what it means.
Let me finish this. Let me finish. Okay, we can stop it here.